Welcome back, listeners. This is the Hit Pause Podcast, episode number 103. This is the podcast where we give you all your YouTube recommendations for the week. You are here with your hosts. My name is Ayman.
And I'm David.
If you want to watch this in video, we are on YouTube, on video still, remote, but on video nevertheless, for now. Might be the last one for a few weeks, we'll see. Got some things to figure out there. Not to mention a huge disease that is racking the world, but anyway, we'll make it happen for the viewers, for the listeners.
I like how you said for the week. Like, if you miss this week, you're not gonna know what you should have watched.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's only relevant for the week, though.
And as always, the videos will be in the description, and we also have a playlist, which we'll also link in the description. So you can go straight to YouTube, watch all the videos we're talking about. That's what it's all about.
I wish you could make the playlist your homepage. Just like scrap your homepage and just have a playlist.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah. So, who's your YouTuber of the week that we're going to be covering after our usual, videos of the week? The YouTuber of the week for you is
RDCWorld1. Mm-hmm. Don't ask me why there's a one at the end.
RDC1 World.
I thought it was World 1.
Is it?
Hey.
I'm gonna actually pull you up on that right now. It is RDC World 1.
Yeah. Maybe they have a second channel, but yeah.
I mean, maybe that's the thing. When you've got a number in your channel name, you can just pump out new channels easy.
Like that.
So you got a 1, number 2. Okay, and my one of the week is I've got a very wholesome week for you actually in terms of recommendations.
Oh, excuse me.
But my channel of the week is Helpful Vancouver Vet, which I just read a comment. Somebody described him as the Bob Ross of vets. Which is so true because he is so wholesome and nice. Anyway, we'll come to that. But first, as always, David, how many hours of YouTube have you watched this week, according to your YouTube app in the settings menu?
Ooh, exactly 9 hours.
Okay, better than the 2 last week. Better than the 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we are professionals after all, so frankly... Yeah. I want to see double digits next time, but good effort. Still, good effort. I kind of picked up the slack this week. I've gone a bit overboard, it seems. Don't really know how, but...
I'm curious to know what overboard is to you.
Well, okay. 21 and a half hours this week. I do know what happened, actually. I think it's because I found a new game that I was really into, but it's a really good game to be watching stuff on because you don't need, full attention.
Right.
Yeah, and I've been binge watching as well, so I guess we can go straight into what we've been watching. But one thing I've been watching a lot of this week, I've spoken about him before, but Modern Vintage Gamer. He basically does retro gaming videos. He does modding scene, homebrew stuff, and also okay, here's how you can set up a computer and play games from the 1990s, or here's how you set up an old arcade cabinet and stuff, which is not really something I'm interested in, but I'm interested in the concept, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out there and do any retro gaming myself, but I'm interested in the concept. I don't know how better to put it, but really just very kind of chill videos. If you're kind of into technical stuff, because he does a lot of kind of coding and that sort of thing, then it's really good. Recommend. So what's first on your list of having watched this week in your 9 hours?
Yeah, I think on you. Actually those hours kind of all came in on Friday. I think I have a good 7 of them came on Friday. But I just found myself in that loop. I just found the video on my homepage, but you said you had seen it before, but it was called Race the Tube by a channel called Stora.
Yes.
Yeah, I forget how many views it got. I feel like it's in the double digits, but in millions. But it's a really good video. I tried to see more of the channel, but I wasn't really that interested. But that video in particular is 6 guys. They start off at one specific station in London, and 4 of them get off, and 2 stay with all the bags. And the idea is that the 4 that get off have to parkour around somewhere central. I think they leave Liverpool Street and try and get back into, I can't even recall, but they try and get back into the station when the train arrives at that stop.
Yes, they're racing the actual train, which is going underground, direct. It's pretty impressive.
It's
like
it's pretty good, yeah.
Skilled.
And obviously a lot better because they get there like right on time as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really, really, really cool to watch. But
Yeah, it's a cool
I
video.
checked a couple more of them.
How many? Do you remember how many? You said you didn't remember how many views that video had.
No, I feel like it's 12, but you know what?
Yeah,
it's 28. It's 28 million.
Okay, I remember that video from a long time ago.
Yeah.
When was it released?
2018. 2018.
Yeah. So I remember it from a long time ago. Actually, the video that kicked off Vancouver Vet was from the same year.
Oh yeah.
But I remember it in a similar vague way to the Helpful Vancouver Vet video. Yeah, I don't know where I almost feel like I didn't get it on YouTube. Actually, this is an interesting point.
I can imagine this on Facebook for sure.
Yeah, that's such an interesting point. But like the whole actually discovering videos on YouTube thing nowadays, I think it's quite like a new concept. I think it used to be when a video goes viral, you know, it gets sent around, it gets on Facebook, it gets articles, it's on like, well, probably not Reddit because it wasn't really around then, but you know, other sharing kind of sites. I feel like stuff still goes viral that way, but you find more on YouTube, if you get my meaning.
Yeah. And I don't know if it goes hand in hand with what you're saying, but like also back in the day, it would go spread around somewhere else and somebody who's not even related to the channel in any way uploads the video, and that's the video that gets viral. It's just a random account that's got 28 million.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one on my list is from another channel which I have mentioned before that I watched this week, Germa985. Who's like an amazing YouTuber, but he doesn't do any YouTube anymore. He is entirely moved to his second channel. Like he may as well not even have a first channel. He's only on his second channel, and he only streams now. And the second channel is just, you know, highlights or edited version of his streams. But I've said it before, the guy is just like a born entertainer. He just comes out with like the wildest concepts and actually executes them. And you think like, how is this on Twitch? How was this like a live stream? But okay, this is what he did. It was called The Wonders of Archaeology. And he gets a whole crew together, you know, it's a whole like production of, he's got like he's got like a van, he's got like 2 or 3 people filming and stuff. And it's him in the middle of the Nevada desert. Middle of the desert. Like just nothing around for miles. And you can see behind him miles. Nothing. And he's dressed in this ridiculous like fancy dress outfit of a cowboy gold digger type character.
I can't even put that to a cowboy. Gold digger.
Like he's got trousers on with, you know, like holsters like cowboys have with their pistols.
Oh, sorry.
But
okay,
it doesn't
gold
have
digger.
those on. Like
you're not talking about getting money from richer people. Sorry, that makes more sense.
No, I mean literal digging for
gotcha.
gold, like gold rush era.
Yeah.
And it's just got like holsters and guns printed on the trousers. Like that's how shitty they are.
Nice.
Like it's not the actual things, it's like just printed on that. Anyway, and it's him in this field, and the story goes that he's looking for his granddad's buried treasure. And he's there with a shovel. He's like way off in the distance. Like he's got like 2 or 3 camera angles it switches to. He's way off in the distance, and you can just hear him on the mic, and he's like, oh, God damn it, this like, and he's like digging, and he's like, oh, you know what? Fuck this. This is too tiring. He goes off camera for a minute, and you just hear a beep, 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 and just slowly on the screen, he brings this whole like digger, like, you know, like proper digger, and he's driving it with a big thing, and he comes in and starts like just digging up big holes in the ground, finds a chest, and the chest is filled with like these filled with, what was it filled with? Capri Suns and Doritos and
I mean, Capri Sun in the desert, I would need that a lot. So, you know, that's treasure to me.
I mean, this thing just went on for hours. Like, that's how it started. He got the treasure chest. Then he gets this like rock expert. He gets this like rock expert geologist. They've got all these rocks, and they're breaking them open, and there's like all these gems and stuff inside. And it's just like, all these random little jokes that he just puts in there, and afterwards he takes all this stuff to a pawn shop and he's like, how much can I get for this? You know how they do on those pawn shop shows and it comes up with a price like ding, $100, like that. It's like that, except every single item it's like ding, $0.
Not even 10 cents.
It's just like what's
up.
ridiculous.
Nah.
He's got this like thing of chocolate which looks like a rock, and they're just looking at all these rocks. And then he just starts like just munching on this rock. I don't know. It's just so ridiculous. I love the stuff that he does. He just puts together the most insane things. You just think like the effort that has gone into this for a life. It's just ridiculous. He could just be sitting there playing games, which he does a lot of the time as well. But anyway, just such good content. Really jokes. I recommend just watching a bit and just getting a feel for the guy because he's hilarious.
Yeah, no, big fan of anything that doesn't like sound so overly formulaic, like you don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing. It's like he's put this all together, but it's still him and it's just completely scuffed and just like such a mess, but in a really funny way. So good.
So I know you hate this, I've gone a little bit on the old, I would call it close to mainstream because it's a lot of people. It's like that Rooster Teeth vibe of a lot of stuff for this channel, but it's called All Deaf, and then deaf being DEF rather than deaf.
What does that
it's
mean?
Like,
what is that supposed to mean?
I honestly don't know. I don't know if it's any relation to like Def Jam Records. But I can't really tell. But I only really started watching it this week anyway. But just a group of guys, I'd say like probably 10 that are constant on camera, but they rotate with some extras, and they are similar to like almost like a Jubilee channel in terms of like they got loads of types of shows going on. And then the two for me that are ones that I like are called the Dad Joke series, which I think they've hit like 4 seasons with them. Yeah,
okay. This is the one that I've seen a bit of. Probably most people have seen a little bit. And it's just, isn't it just 2 guys sitting opposite each other with mics and they're just telling
and trying
jokes.
To make the other person laugh. Yeah.
Okay.
Some of them are really good. Some of them are not even dad jokes anymore because they're just jokes, but trying to make the other person laugh.
Yeah.
But the other series called Roast Me is even better because it's literally a 30-minute segment of everyone is insulting each other, and some of them are pretty clever. Obviously they know each other, so they've got all like they're not just
prop. Yeah, that's good.
And honestly it's just, and that's where the hours kicked in. Like it was honestly good sport humor in terms of taking it as well. But it was really it's like watching stand-up comedy, which you just can't get nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Fair. I mean, like I said, I've seen a bit, but this is another one of those where I don't know why I've seen it. Maybe I've a clip here and there, and you're probably right that it definitely isn't my sort of thing. It's just, it is very like a...
It's overproduced. Like it loses the YouTube... I get it. Like, not every YouTube channel has to be the one guy on the camera, but sometimes when it's so like organized, it's like it might as well just be TV,
Yeah, exactly. But that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Gotta have them.
Yeah. Okay. The last video I watched this week, which I want to recommend, is honestly, if you don't watch anything from this whole episode, watch this one video because it was so good and different and just nice. But it's a video about mushrooms, fungi.
Fungi, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's a dad joke.
Yeah. Not very good. I guess that's the point.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called Stephen Axford, How Fungi Changed My View of the World. And it was posted, I saw it in like my recommendations feed, so respect again to YouTube, but it's on this channel called Planet Fungi. So this was a guest speaker. This isn't his channel, you know. The channel is only like 24K subs, but this video got like 900K views so far.
Yeah.
It's 30 minutes, and it's this old Australian dude just talking about his journey into the world of like mushrooms and becoming a mushroom photographer. Like that's what he is. He's a mushroom photographer, and he's like, okay, I started out, you know, this is my first picture of a mushroom. It's this really cool like purple mushroom. And then he says, you know, then I progressed and I traveled to here, and then I progressed into doing stop motion thing, not stop motion. What's it called when they a lot of time lapse.
Okay.
Yeah, then I progressed into doing time lapse, and then the BBC saw my stuff and they wanted to include it on Planet Earth documentary. They included it on Planet Earth too, and then also a bit about the science of the mushrooms. Like this is this type, this is how they work. You know, I started learning about the biology or fungology or whatever. It's so interesting. I put this video on when I was really sleepy and I wanted to just chill out before falling asleep. I wanted a video to fall asleep to. It's 30 minutes and I ended up staying awake because it was too interesting and good. Mushrooms are crazy, man. Like they're like alien species. It's so fucking interesting. And the guy just is very just relaxed talking. He's just going through it. All the comments are hilarious. They're all about the mosquitoes buzzing around him because he's standing in the forest and he's just swarms of mosquitoes all around him. He just does not care.
Not even phased.
Yeah, because he spends all day, every day basically in the forest. He just does not care. Anyway, so interesting. It's so wholesome, and just overall an amazing video. Really cannot recommend that one enough. For real. So good. So good.
I mean, I'm ready. It's the big ones now.
Oh, the big ones. Okay, you ready to move to the big ones? Okay, well you go first. I just spoke.
All right. So the channel of the week from my side is RDCWorld1, and they are
one, not two.
No, one.
Oh,
you know what?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about RDC World 2.
Oh yeah, you're one of those people that check the yeah. No, I was more on the one.
Okay.
But they are a channel of like loads of guys that I know they go into different segments because I'm sure there's different types of fans out there. But they do sketch comedy, and they're all based in one house. I think they even live in Texas, I think, and they just do loads of random videos from like your video game comedy shorts to like a whole series about it, to the anime, to like just your pop culture stuff, as well as just, you know, those easily clickable, like trendy videos of like what happens as an Amazon employee or something like that. We've kind of seen it before in sketch comedy.
Can I comment on their house briefly? Because you mentioned like they live together. I've only seen a bit, but from what I can tell, they have such a YouTuber house. And by that, I mean, like, firstly, it seems like it's massive and really quite nice and expensive. And secondly, it's like empty.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
filled
it.
with
has
nothing.
to be unfurnished. It has to be unfurnished.
It's like there's like nothing. There's like I remember a scene in the kitchen. And it was like there's not one single item on any surface anywhere, and all those YouTuber houses just look exactly the same. It's just like this empty shell of a house just used as a backdrop for making videos in, and it's not actually used as a home at all.
Exactly.
It seems. Anyway,
I don't know why that is. Although I have seen that, like, is it the TikTok house? That one, maybe because they have more money, is a bit, it is nice. Okay. It's not a Jake Paul type house or Team 10 or whatever.
Yeah, well, I was thinking as well about Jake Paul's house. Like, it seems it's so, they probably have a cleaner or whatever. It's just, everything is just gone, you know, just put everything away in the cupboards.
Yeah,
I don't want to see
I don't want to see anything.
Yeah,
well, I don't know. It's the idea that they always need it to be empty for whatever type of skit, so it's not a lot of work to put stuff away. I don't know, but it's would want to live in it. Let's just say that. And I guess speaking of like, you wouldn't want to live in it in like a grown-up age, but I do think they're around that 26, 27 age. But yeah, they really have good chemistry, which always makes a team type channel good together. But some of their good videos is definitely the Video Game House series. I think they've got like 4 or 5. And they've also got a similar
4
one.
or 5 what, just episodes?
Oh, right, episodes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you were talking like whole like series and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, like in seasons. No, just episodes. But they're like 23 to 30 minutes long, and it's just the idea of what do you call it, like a reality show house type thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm thinking of that is similar to it. But
I was thinking, there's an animated
like
show
Big
on
Brother.
Okay, yeah, but there's an animated show on Adult Swim called Drawn Together, I think. And it's a similar concept. Obviously, it's scripted, at least mostly scripted, and it's animated as well. But it's there's a superhero in there. There's an old movie star in there. There's a it's like
they dump them all together.
Yeah, kind of thing.
So it's like they do that for the video game characters. So every person is usually a character, but then some of them play 2, but they're obviously just not on the screen at the same time. So you got like Super Mario characters, Zelda, Link, like Kratos from God of War, all of them, and they use their personalities in their day-to-day like arguments that they have in the house, like even just going to get burgers or whatever from a drive-through, the arguments they have in the car alone is like it's really well written.
I'm kind of down
for something. So I did find myself like after clicking the first one, like, okay, I want to see how it continues in the second episode. And then separate from that, they got the sketch comedy, the 1-minute videos that they're really good.
One thing I having only skimmed, because just before this episode I just skimmed the channel a little bit. What I really appreciate, and this is going back to what we were saying before about things being like really polished and overproduced. They have almost 5 mil subs, and their content,
been doing it for 8 years as well.
8 years as well. Yeah, damn. And their content is just so messy, and their costumes are like kind of shitty. Well, no, very shitty actually. Let's be honest. But I like that they realize that is part of it, and that's not the part they're trying to improve. Like all of the effort and skill is going into the writing the scripts. Like you said, the scripts, the stuff they actually say is actually really funny and good. And it just adds to. If it was overproduced, it would just not have the same charm. Yeah,
exactly. But definitely not quite like a super subscribe kind of thing, but I'll definitely check them from time to time. Glad I ran into it.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good recommendation. I'll definitely check them out. Okay, so my recommendation for the week is, I mentioned before, Helpful Vancouver Vet. Okay, he went viral back in like 2018 with Squish That Cat. He made a video that was just about how to pick up a cat. How to pick up a cat safely in a way that's not going to hurt them, in a way that's not going to scare them, in a way they're going to be comfortable and not hurt you as well. Standard video. But one of the tips that he repeats a few times in the video is squishing that cat. He's like, cats love to be squished. They love to be squished. He's like showing himself like squishing it down on the table. He's like, look at this cat. See? Look how comfortable he is being squished. Squish him to your body. Just stuff like that. And I remember the video, I must have popped up in my feed or something recently, because I'm recently a cat. I recently have come into owning a cat. It happens.
As you do. It does.
And obviously I was been looking up videos on various things to do with cats, like why won't my fucking dumb cat stop eating the flowers and giving himself diarrhea? Just random example, totally not something that's totally happened for the past 2 weeks. Whatever, no big deal. Not at all annoyed about it. And he must have like popped up in one of my searches, because I thought like, I swear I recognize that face. And I went on and watched it, and it was sure enough the Squish That Cat guy. And this goes back to like those old school, viral videos. And you can't really say like where you found the video, how you came about it. And like, I'm sure it didn't pop up on my YouTube feed at the time. But there was also like, so it's like 15 mil views on this thing. That his channel is coming up to 400K. It's like 375 or something. And there's also an edit of just the moments from the video where he talks about squishing that cat, which also has 50 million views just by a random, randomer. But basically, this guy, all he does is he puts out helpful, practical tips for pet owners. That's basically how he starts every video. Like, my series of practical tips for pet owners. And he is such a nice, wholesome, knowledgeable, animal-loving guy. He's just a vet. He owns his own. He has his own veterinary place. He's so like Bob Ross of vets is the absolute best description. But firstly, he's really helpful. Like, his videos are actually really good. Like the how to pick up a cat video, the squishing thing is funny, but it's genuinely a helpful video and really interesting. So it's kind of good for him that it went viral, and he got some views, and he's just putting out like wholesome videos. I mean, his most recent one was kind of sad. It was actually talking about what am I saying? Suicide among vets. Apparently, suicide rates among vets are higher than any other medical profession, including dentistry. Although it's very close in North America between dentistry and vets, because obviously vets,
as in the actual the staff that work there.
Yeah, like vets, it's higher rate than with any other profession, any other medical profession, at least he said, which is pretty crazy. I mean, if you think as well, they only deal with pets. They probably see a lot more deaths. Anyway, there's a lot of reasons, but and the whole time he's talking about it, it's really serious. But this cat he's got in his lap, his cat, which is called Mr. Pirate, by the way, and is such a cute old cat. It's just like licking his hands constantly. It's just everything he does is just wholesome, accurate, and just I think he's so good. I really, really respect the channel. I really respect the guy. Helpful Vancouver vet. Watch the How to Pick Up a Cat video. Learn to squish your cat. You're gonna love it. Basically. If you don't own a cat, watch it anyway, because it's a viral video and it's good stuff. It's just good stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, overall, you're gonna have kind of a wholesome week. You've got the fungus video, the vet video, and then you can finish it off with some skits from David and some
parkour around London.
All right, that's pretty good. The parkour one's kind of wholesome as well. I mean, it's not wholesome. I guess it's not wholesome, but it's not
it's not hurting. Although, I mean, one of the top comments is like, is no one going to stop these guys to find out if they're robbing a bank? It was like 6 of them or 4 of them running around at full pace.
Yeah, no one cared. Like jumping over fences and stuff. You'd be like, what
exactly.
the fuck is going on? All right, well, I think that's about it that we have for you this week. We will be back next week. Audio or video, we shall see. But you can follow us. You
might not be able to see.
Oh, exactly.
See, another dad joke.
Gotcha. But you can follow us, on YouTube anyway. In case you can follow us on Apple Podcasts, on any podcasting app, on SoundCloud. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you can.
I'll tell you. Go to SoundCloud. I love SoundCloud.
There you go. I'll leave it to David. All right. Thank you all for watching / listening. We will see you next week.